How many IBCs do you fill in a week? Well, here at Nurk Precision Engineering, they were filling 7. But now that is down to 1 thanks to the Swarf compactor from Lubriserv. So, Conrad, a lot has changed since the last time we were here. And before we get into what's changed on the machines, talk us through what's changed here at Nurk.
I mean, we moved as a business in October last year. We moved from Bristol to Longhope in Gloucestershire. And as you can see, we went for a bigger unit. It's almost 4 times the size. And we've also heavily invested in new DMG mooring machines. We have now 6 of them. They all work class, 5-axis horizontals, 5-axis automation.
Now, like I said, you create a lot of top-notch quality parts, which is great for the business, but comes with its own set of problems. Swarf being one of them. You've got a nice, clean shop, and you don't want IBCs full of swarf all over the place. So how have you solved that problem?
We researched the market, and we found out that Lubriserv sells the Swarf briquetters. And as you can imagine, if you have a horizontal machine, especially from DMG Mori, they will produce a lot of parts. Every day, 24/7, cat metal produce Swarf. What we found out when we won our contract was that we were producing 1 full IBC of Swarf every day, 7 days a week. It's great, you're making money, but you're also running out of space very, very quickly. Even though the building is so much bigger, after the first 2 weeks, we were like, oh, we cannot continue like this. It's not sustainable. We cannot have so many blue bins of Swarf and so many IBCs of Swarf every day being collected, comes in, comes out, being moved around all the time. It's not efficient. It's just a waste of time and a waste of space at the same time. So we approached Lubriserv, and they said, you can have a machine attached to your CNC machine. I was quite surprised because most of the other solutions were the big, bulky machine somewhere in the corner of the factory, and it wasn't the perfect solution for us. And when we found out we can have the machine attached directly to the Swarf conveyor of our machine, it was like a win-win scenario. It doesn't take much of a space, it's even less than IBC unit, and it works all the time. When the machine works, it produces a Swarf, it goes into the compactor, and then into the briquettes. That's easy.
So you were producing 7 IBCs of Swarf a week?
From the one machine, yeah.
So what are you doing now with the Swarf compactor?
1.
So Richard, we've just heard from Conrad about the benefits he's seen from it. But how does this system actually work?
Well, all it does is takes, this is aluminium Swarf we've got here. So if you look into there, there's a screw feed at the bottom. So it just acts as a hopper. The Swarf falls in, screw feed into the pressing chamber, presses the Swarf at about 700 kilos a centimetre, but we do ones that go up to over 2,000. But for aluminium, that's fine. Then the briquettes work their way up this outlet chute and into the IBC.
Now, one thing I've noticed is even though all the Swarf's going into this IBC, there's no coolant in there.
No.
So where's the coolant going?
No, well, as these briquettes are formed and it's pressed under that pressure, the coolant comes out, goes into an inbuilt tank. Once it gets to a certain level sense, then it will pump that coolant back into the machine. So that coolant is freshly squeezed, so the coolant's still clean, so there's no issues with contamination.
And I know Conrad was saying it was great that he found a compactor that attached straight to his conveyor. But do you do other models in this range?
Yep, this is, say, part of a range. So we go from small compactors that do about 10 kilograms an hour. This one will do probably up to about 30 kilograms an hour. But we've got machines that are where you can centrally load with great big containers, with elevators that will do hundreds of kilograms an hour.
So Conrad said he's gone from 7 IBCs a week down to 1.
Yep.
So what sort of cost savings are you going to be looking at?
Well, number one is the Swarf for aluminium is generally more valuable. So we see increases typically 50%, sometimes up to 80% increase in value.
And also, that must stop you getting charged from your supplier, whoever's taking this aluminium away, because normally they charge you a drying fee as well to get rid of the coolant.
What they do is they have a guess and say, we will allow 30% moisture content, and they will take that off your revenue.
And are we just looking at mills, lathes, all types of machines?
All types of machines, so we can do, we supply them for saws, so very fine swarf. We can do stainless steel curly swarf. We can do chip swarf. There's a machine for everybody.
So overall, what was the service and support like from Lubriserv getting this thing, getting it installed and getting it up and running?
I'm pretty sure from the initial conversation to the installation was 2-3 days maybe. And then there's no maintenance with the machine. It just takes the power, takes the swarf, creates briquettes. As easy as that, really. So no maintenance, no servicing. Obviously, yearly annual service just to make sure the machine works fine. But since then, we have no issues.
So last question, it was a good investment and more people should look into them.
I mean, I'm not going to tell anyone what they should be doing, but if you want to have less hassle and more money from your swarf, this is the option.